Okay, so we've discussed about all the Medicaid tests, about medical need, about assets and income. And we went over all of the free assets, the things that Medicaid's not going to worry about. And there's a whole bunch of things in there that people sometimes spend down when they don't need to. But now I want to just touch on identifying your countable assets. So the Medicaid assets test applies to these things. So cash, bank balances, okay, all the bank balances, the savings account, the credit unions, okay, investments, stocks, CDs, bonds, mutual funds, cash value of life insurance policies. That's one a lot of people forget. But if you have a cash value, I mentioned it in one of the other videos, but if you have a cash value on a life insurance policy, sometimes it's worth withdrawing some of the cash value and then paying it back later to qualify for Medicaid. And there's a technique around that, and it depends on the life insurance policy. But don't just cash it out if you're going to lose a lot of the death benefit. There might be another way to get around that. And then second homes and third homes, so vacation homes, right? We're not talking about rental properties, but vacation homes. If you have an extra home, then that is going to count. They exclude your main home, but they won't exclude the second home. And then additional vehicles, so ATVs, motorhomes, campers, golf carts, motorcycles, boats, and trailers. All of those things count. And again, you get to exclude 2 vehicles if there's a couple, and 1 vehicle for a single person. And generally, you can exclude the one with the most value, but probably not a boat as your main vehicle, right? You might be able to exclude a motorcycle if it's more valuable than your car. It's not likely that you'd be able to exclude your motorhome unless that is your home. If you don't have any other home and you're living in your motorhome, then it could be excluded as your main home. But otherwise, your motorhome or your camper is going to count the value of that. Now, remember, the correct valuation of that is also another little issue. Sometimes we think, based on what we paid for it or how old we think how much we'd like to sell it for, we think that the value is way more than it really is. And so we always want to do a cross check with, a blue book, like Kelly's Blue Book or Edmunds or NADA. Those give you a valuation of vehicles that Medicaid will accept. And a lot of times that's way, way less than what you think it's worth. And so if you're thinking about Medicaid, it'd be good to start getting this list of what the current values are, right? Medicaid normally looks at the first moment of a calendar month. What is the cash on hand, the bank balances, the investment value, the life insurance policy, vacation, all these things, right? And that total, that tells us what we have to do next before you can qualify for Medicaid. So again, all 5 little areas, tips of things to do to prepare or work your way through, whether what kind of care you need, how are you going to pay for it, and if it's long-term Medicaid, do you meet the medical test? Do you meet the income test? Do you meet the asset test? And then when you say the asset test, what are you counting? You have some free assets you don't have to worry about. And then you have these that are the countable assets. So I'd be glad to know what you're thinking about this. It's been fun for me to share, and I'd love to hear if you have a specific question or a comment. Feel free to let me know. Thanks. Have a great day.